I got a Thrunite C2 USB charger here. This houses one 18650 battery. Doesn't have much for accessories, a little pouch, and then a USB, micro USB charging cable. There isn't a lot to this charger, but it actually has three purposes where it turns it into a very useful item. Number one, of course, you can charge phones or any other USB products. Number two, you can use it to charge an 18650 battery that it houses by running off a regular outlet. Number three, you can hook any USB powered electronics to it and power them with real good battery life. Now what makes this stand out versus others, say these portable little power banks that you can get, and there's a multitude of them on the market, is, like I said, it comes with a 3400 milliamp battery from Thrunite. You can swap out and put any 18650 battery in there. Whereas most of these other chargers, of course, they're just a charger. Now the big one I found with this that really makes it stand out is, say, like a Samsung Galaxy Note 2 with these have a very large battery in them. If I were to shut this phone off at 2% battery life left and I plug the Thrunite charger into it, in less than 2.5 hours, I'm up to 100% on this phone. This thing will put out up to 3 amps if the piece of electronic will let it. Whereas, say, a regular wall wart charger, this is from Motorola, you might be running 1000 milliamps, where this is 3000, or even take a big giant Samsung charger that puts out, it's a rapid charger, this is for a Galaxy Tab, 2.1 amps of charging. And I want to demonstrate just how fast this thing does charge. In order to do that, I had to buy one piece of equipment, this little digital amp meter that'll give you your volts and amps while you're charging. These are very handy and they're cheap. We're going to go ahead and start out by using this, plugging it in, putting a charge into my phone. If you see there, 5.03 volts, and we're running up to, say, 0.72 amps for this phone. Now, we're going to unhook that and hook in a regular, say, power charger. Now this is running 5.04 volts at 0.45 amps. So you're literally doubling the amount of amps over, say, a normal charger. And I want to do something else besides charging a phone, because these have circuitry in them to limit the amount of amps that's pulling in on a phone so you don't fry the electronics. In order to do that, I had to devise something that would draw a lot of amperage. And I just took a regular USB charger and a 12 volt automotive halogen bulb. So now what we're going to do is unplug this guy, plug my tester in. Let's take this little charger here, try this out, and see if it'll charge it. As you can see there, it will not even turn on. Now take an extension cord, try this Motorola charger, got it plugged in, and it's not enough to light that bulb or produce any charge. Let's move up to the big Samsung, 2.1 milliamp. It's pulling 2.14 amps, and as you see, that bulb is lit up at 3.9 volts. Let's see what happens when we try that Thrunite charger. Look at that. Sitting right at 4.86 volts, 2.43 amps. Kind of moving up and down. Like I said, this thing will put out, as far as I know, more amps or milliamps, whatever you want to call it, than anything on the market for charging, which is pretty awesome. And it does have a fairly easy to use interface in it. When you plug it in to charge it, if you see that blue flashing light, it's almost charged. Now if it's purple flashing, it's probably around 50% charged. If it's red, you got a ways to go. When it's a steady blue, it's fully charged. And vice versa, when you're charging a phone, same thing. As you can see there, you're floating between a purple and a blue. Plenty of battery life left in it to charge this cell phone. I've done it, I do believe, a total of 3 times now. I run this battery down to around 5% and made sure I had a fully charged the Thrunite battery in here. Not shutting the phone off. You can hit it, I'd say, 1 time to fully charged on this Samsung Galaxy Note 2. And I can get pretty close to 2 charges out of this, maybe 1.5 if you shut your phone off and charge it. But it's the amount of time it charges, as you saw. It's literally doubling the charge rate of these, and it does outdo the 2.1 milliamp charger. So if you're looking for a charger that's will charge, say, cell phones or whatever rapidly, I don't think you're going to get anything that runs faster than this. This is the guy to get, the C2 by Thrunite. And where if you're camping or whatever, you just take some extra batteries with you, a couple extra batteries, you always have a decent supply. And the other one I found out with these little tiny little USB lights you can pick up on eBay or wherever, they're only like $2 a piece. You're to stick one of these in and turn it on. An immense amount of light that these give off, and I've had this on for 15 hours straight, and the stupid thing keeps going. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the upper light off, give you an idea roughly of how much light this thing puts out. Look at that. Pretty neat though. Real neat, actually. Pretty nice night light. So, portability, this thing's got it. For function, it's hard to beat it. Now you can wind that little cord up, put it inside this little travel pouch, and you got more than enough juice to charge your phone a couple times. When you need the rapid charging ability, that's where this thing shines. And go ahead and check that link out down below through Thrunite for this product. As always, stay tuned for some other wicked reviews of electronics like this. Putting quite a bit up amongst a bunch of other junk I do. But so there you go, Thrunite C2 rapid charger.